All right, guys, if you follow this channel, you know I'm very big and a huge advocate on holding just the cycle leading altcoins, things like Hyperliquid, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Venice, Zcash, etc. I think that these AI perp dexes, etc., those are going to be the leaders this cycle. They get the most attention, they get the most volume, etc. So my portfolio has really consolidated into those strong plays. But I think there's a new contender in the arena that might be an actual must hold for the rest of 2026 and beyond. And it might shock you. It is Pump.fun, what most people deem one of the most extractive businesses in crypto. They're starting to turn the flywheel on just like Hyperliquid. I'm going to go over the metrics in this video as to why actually this looks very bullish for the foreseeable future for the Pump token. And I'll give a realistic level I'd be looking for it to trade at in the future. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel here on In the Money, we give you everything you need to win across crypto, prediction markets, basically all modern markets in 2026. So if you like profiting in the market, like the video, subscribe to the channel down below. And I want to give a shout out to Bitfunded, by far the best prop firm in the crypto industry. Today for CPI, they're doing a 50% off sale on all trading challenges. So on a prop fund, you can come in here, actually trade on a 2-step, a 1-step, or an instant account and get funded up to $100,000 to trade with other people's money. It is a hack. If you are a talented day trader, definitely check out Bitfunded down below. 50% off for the next 24 hours. Let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. So like I said, today's video is mainly about Pump.fun. And if you've been seeing the charts over this week, this has definitely been a leader. But if you look at the chart since this thing launched, you'd be like, okay, why would this be deemed a must-hold token? Well, let's just look at the metrics. So when this thing launched, everyone was hoping for a big airdrop. They wanted, the free money that came with the fact that Pump.fun is one of the most profitable businesses in crypto history. That didn't happen. Sentiment was really low. They weren't doing buybacks for quite some time. And then here they burned a bunch of supply. They burned $370 million of tokens, which people didn't like as well. They were kind of like, why didn't you just give that out to the community? But also, they started doing a programmatic buyback and burn at 50% of the revenue for the next year. This began in April. And if you actually look at the chart ever since then, it's been pretty bullish. We can go down here to the pump chart and you can see it bottomed out, about a month or two later at 1 cent. And ever since then, it's almost done a 250% on the charts. And on the monthly chart, this thing is very bullish, up 83%. So I'm not necessarily saying to go buy this token now, but I want to go over the metrics of why is this happening and why is Pump.fun maybe actually becoming up there with the likes of Hyperliquid and Zcash as far as a must-hold token in this cycle. Let's jump into it. So if we look at a similar chart like Hyperliquid, right? We see Hyperliquid, which pumped to 32. And on Pump.fun, if we look at the all chart, we can actually go through here. This thing pumped from 2 cents all the way up to 8.5 cents, which was a huge pump for this token right off the jump. It did very well coming out of the gates. And if you see Hyperliquid, it did the same thing. It went from $3 all the way up to 32, but then dipped all the way back to 11 cents or $11, pardon me. $10 here on the chart. We look at the Pump.fun chart. Obviously, this thing retraced even harder. Hyperliquid dipped about 70%. Pump.fun dipped about 85, 90% down to these levels. I would say 75% down to these levels. So a much bigger dip here for Pump.fun, but that's because the Hyperliquid machine had already been established, right? We look at Hyperliquid's metrics. Hyperliquid's doing $1 billion in fees annually. Revenue is about $750 million annually, which is absolutely insane. But they're taking that and actually buying back the token, which is very bullish for the holders and the supply control of the token. We look at the Pump TVL in the metrics. It's actually just as bullish, right? So fees annualized, they're doing about $1 billion. They're right on par with Hyperliquid as far as overall profitability. The revenue annualized is about $458 million. And what they're doing right now is actually buying back the token. But let's get into some of the recent stuff that's going on here. Pump.fun breaks $10 million in weekly fees for the first time ever, generated $10.03 million in protocol fees from August 3rd to the 9th. They also bought back and burned 2.15 billion pump worth $5 million, while the ecosystem trading volume hit 2.97 billion, its highest since January. We also see a lot of people moving over. So right now they're competing with the FOMO app. They want people trading on the Pump.fun app. So we see a lot of big meme coin traders and trenchers, etc., moving. And there's kind of a battle going on sentiment wise between FOMO and Pump.fun. Who's charging less fees? Who has the better traders? All this different stuff. So Pump.fun's right up there with the most hyped app of the cycle, which right now is FOMO. We can also look here. I'm not the only one thinking this. I honestly think Pump is at the start of a run that we saw with Hyperliquid last year. It's starting to, it is just starting up. And that means three things: that Pump should be a no-brainer to add to everyone's portfolio for the foreseeable future. If you're an active trader, you want to be scalping on chain. It's a ton of fun. Sol is going to follow through. I'm not as bullish on Sol to follow because this is just strictly trenches. Like, a lot of what this activity is happening is just based off the activity on meme coins, which has been absolutely crazy over the last few months. We see how they have had fundamental improvement over this last couple quarters. Their year-to-date 2026 growth by metric is actually up quite substantially from their previous 6 months of this year. The supply and demand for the token is much healthier now. And also, let's just take a look at the most important metric, which we could compare to Hyperliquid. That's the buybacks. So let's look here. Pump monthly buyback versus the team and investor unlock. They're actually buying back more tokens and absorbing the entire supply that's hitting the market every single month. So the buyback at a 3-month average run rate, and then the team investor unlock. So they're taking off that supply from the market hand over fist. So these unlocks aren't really going to affect the chart over the course of this time period. So for me, all of this shapes up, the same metrics. They're doing the buybacks now with 50% of revenue. You can see the buybacks every day. I mean, they're almost buying back $1 million of the token daily. Extremely bullish for supply control. And especially if they do actually buy back and burn this like they said they would, I could totally see Pump.fun going on a huge run this altcoin cycle and just this next Bitcoin run, because what we've seen right now, retail doesn't really care about altcoins. They care about the stories when you come in and you see people posting that they hit an 11x in an hour. We did that in our private group, by the way. You can get 3 days for free down below, inthemoney.live. We trade meme coins there every day. We trade prediction markets there every day. This call actually turned into a 25x over the course of time. Even I've hit a couple of meme coin calls in there. We've had a very active community of trenchers in there. If you want to make money in meme coins, definitely check it out. 3 days, absolutely free. But going back to just the general point, right now, retail doesn't care about like Cardano, Avalanche, XRP, etc., like they used to. We just can look at the broader landscape of crypto. And honestly, when I look through this, aside from like Bitcoin, ETH, BNB, I would say XRP is decently relevant still. Solana, Hype. Other than that, like nobody cares about, I'm sorry, but nobody cares right now if you're retail about Cardano, Chainlink, World Liberty Fi, or even Canton. Canton's a good coin, but nobody really cares. Litecoin, 𝗬𝗎, Avalanche. These coins are not going to get the same mind share unless they have some crazy announcement this coming cycle. What we've seen consistently is the volume across tokens like Hyperliquid, like Zcash. Those are the leaders right now. And it does seem like Pump.fun is following suit. And I think that it might just be one of those must-hold tokens throughout this cycle. So how would I play this? Maybe wait for a little bit of a dip off this current pump. It is up 80% on the month, only up 12% on the week. However, I think at this market cap level, it's pretty healthy. I think old all-time highs are definitely doable here, which is about a 4x off of this current level, 3.5, 4x. I would not be surprised to see that happen over the next year. To be completely honest with you, I think Pump is a great play, especially if they keep, no pun intended, pumping the buybacks. And this revenue chart is looking very bullish. It is just trending up and up and up. And I definitely think it has become one of those coins you have to heavily consider holding in your portfolio. Whether you like meme coins or not, this is a great way to have exposure to the overall meme landscape. So I am very bullish on Pump.fun. Let me know your thoughts down below. Is this a must-hold altcoin? Do you just hate meme coins so much that you wouldn't touch this token? Happy to hear all your thoughts. down below in the comments, guys. Like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, check out Bitfunded, and also, like I said, check out In the Money. You can join absolutely free for 3 days. Give it a shot. If you don't make a little bit of money with us, you know, you can cancel. No hard feelings. We're accepting 50 members for the rest of August. You can check that out down below in the description. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.